also graduated in 2010, and she is known for her black and white photos. If you may tell us how you started photography.
Thank you for the introduction, Kim. I started photography as a hobby in 2006, but it was actually just a 7650 Nokia phone, the one-way camera, but it has bad quality. But then again, I found out that I just love taking pictures of anything. I can say I'm a self-taught photographer because we didn't really have these exercises where you can apply what you discussed in class. We were left to just shoot with a digicam, unlike now that students can have the variety of equipment that they can use. So my mom's office mate gave me a film camera. It's a Zenit. It's a Russian film 35mm camera. And then I said, why not practice film photography as a hobby? So I started buying film. It didn't have a light meter, so it was all just instinct and trial and error. But it was a very expensive hobby. So I stopped and just lied low. But then in 2010, as a graduation gift, I got a DSLR. So I started just taking photographs. They used to say that practice makes it perfect. Well, I don't believe that you really achieve perfection, but with more practice, as long as you shoot, and you always shoot, you get better, and then you get to learn what you really want, what specific area of photography that you are really interested in, or what your strengths are. But I don't call myself a professional photographer yet. I still consider myself a photo hobbyist who is practicing her craft.
So, if you may show us your pictures.
Okay, you mentioned I was known for my black and white photos.
Yes.
Actually, it was only recently that I discovered what area of photography that I want. It's because of the exposure to different bloggers in Tumblr. There's a photography community. Some people think that Tumblr is just about, I don't know, memes or some cute Tumblr-ish pictures, but there's actually a photography community there of international photo hobbyists, that people who specialize in their craft and their kind of photography. So I idolize this foreign photographer. You can search him up on Facebook. The name of his page is Framed by Eduardo, and he takes pictures of women. And the characteristic of his photographs are low-key, and then he photographs women in their form. So basically, I'm trying to apply my my adoration for his works. So for example, this is a photo I did with a schoolmate. Her name is Gabby. I didn't really intend for her to actually go topless. I just asked, are you comfortable? Because I wanted to try to photograph women in a classic or in a that leans toward fine art photography. Actually, it's also part of a rebellion because I noticed some photographers in our city, in my hometown, they are fond of organizing shoots, but then women are depicted differently, like it lacks class.
Okay, Banawe, if you may show us your pictures and explain the story behind each picture.
Okay. So this is a picture of my friend and schoolmate Gabby. And then this is also a picture of Ara. And then this is Gabby again. The story behind these photographs, this is actually my first time to photograph women with shedding some skin.
So when was that?
2011.
Okay.
So I have a fascination for women's bodies, but I don't know, it's just something that I really adore. I think their bodies are really poetic, from the collarbones to the neck, and then the curve at the back, and then their legs. So basically, I try to interpret that poetry through photography.
Just curious about this particular
Yes.
picture. Why did you cut her head?
Actually,
You didn't show.
it's what I used a prime lens of 50mm, so that's what can only fit in the screen that time. So I just used, this is the lobby of,
So it wasn't in on purpose, it was accidental and
sort of accidental, yes. Because when I tried, it's it's already the balcony at the back, so there's no more space. This is the hallway of the in UP Cebu, and there were some people. So I said, well, why don't we try? She was also daring enough to go on the shoot, so I just used the leading lines to make the composition right.
And the lights.
Yeah, it's all natural light from the balcony. And then the dark part is because of the hallway. Shadow.
And then this one.
This one is my second attempt at. Actually, friends tell me that you're very lucky because women are willing to show their skin to you. I didn't really actually ask Ara to, but she decided to go full nude. And it turns out that I was the one who was intimidated at her. So we were, for the whole time, I think it took 20 minutes for me to warm up because it was my first time to actually see a woman naked. So, but then this is her place, her apartment, so she was comfortable with the shoot. I'm inspired by the emotion of longing or the isolation, and I want to interpret that through photographs. So this is an example of that, the concept of longing.
Very nice. And as I can see, you also have nice colored pictures. Very nice. If you can explain some.
Okay. I also dream of becoming a travel photographer, but I think I don't have the fund yet to spend on that. But I love landscape shots. So as much as possible, I try to. I rely also on Photoshop to edit photos, but not in a way that you manipulate it to make a composition. I just want to emphasize the vibrancy of the colors. I want to bring it out, especially since my father is from the province. So we take trips to Surigao del Sur in Mindanao. So I'm lucky to be exploring these places. So I take my chance and just take photographs for tourism of the place. And so these other, I didn't bring other landscape shots, but these are other postcard type photos. This is inspired by the movie The Virgin Suicides. If you're familiar, you can look it up. They had a photograph of who's that woman from Spider-Man? Okay, Kirsten?
Yeah, Kirsten.
Okay, so this is inspired. She had a shot like this. So I just invited a friend. Let's go to some area in the city and then let's pick up flowers and I'll take photographs of it. So this is not the color when I took it, but it's also a form of the manipulation, cross-processing. And then some other still portraits of people,
More
some
black and
friends,
white.
yes.
And
And
this one is very nice.
it's a, what do you call that? Mosquito net. Colombo. Yes, she used that for, I don't know, for this dramatic effect. And also, apart from the black and white portraits, I also delve into abstract expressionism. So these are some photos. When riding the car, I usually
it's
just take
moving
out.
and you just-
Yes, I like the long exposure effect. So I take out my camera and just sometimes set it and then just point it at the window and then surprise myself what it would look like. So these are all I have for now.
Thank you, Banawe. So, what is your advice for aspiring photographers?
Actually, I just want to advise to them that we have to continue shooting. If they really love photography, then no matter what equipment they have, just like when we make do with what we have with a film camera, even if it's expensive. And then I'm not as lucky as everyone who can just buy DSLRs immediately. So I really prayed for that for 2 years. So I just want to say that people also ask advices and where should I start, film or digital? But I just tell them really use what you have and then explore so that you can maximize the potential of that equipment that you have.
Thank you. This has been a segment of Photo Chica Chica by Panduraman. Thank you, Banawe, and thank you for watching.